Have you ever opened your mouth in a TA interview and realised your brain's gone completely blank? You know you're just the right person for the job, you just can't seem to get the words out in the right order, if at all. If that sounds familiar, this video will help you fix that. We're going to talk about how to prepare for common TA interview questions without memorising robotic answers, so you sound calm, confident, and genuinely you. But before we get into the nitty gritty, I have a brilliant resource this week that will ensure you never feel lost for words at an interview again. So watch until the end of this video to find out how to get it. Right, 1. Why practice matters. A lot of TAs wait until the night before their interview to practice, and that's when the panic hits. But practicing is like a dress rehearsal for your confidence. It helps you spot what you actually do know and what you need to work on. When you practice saying your answers out loud, you train your brain to find the words under pressure. That's what schools are looking for, someone who can think clearly, speak warmly, and focus on the children. A way you can do this is to practice in the mirror, because in that way you also get to practice your smile as well. And it can feel a little ridiculous, but honestly, this is how our brains work. So your subconscious brain will be taking this in. The more you do it, the more it will just think it's normal. So when you actually go to do it at the interview, your brain will be relatively relaxed about the whole thing because it's done it multiple times before. Now, 2, what interviewers are really listening for. Let's take a peek behind the scenes of the interview panel. When interviewers ask you a question like, why do you want to be a teaching assistant? They're not trying to catch you out. They're listening for 3 things. 1, do you understand the TA role and how it supports learning? 2, do you show a genuine interest in children and their progress? 3, can you communicate clearly and calmly under pressure? If you can tick those 3 boxes, even with a simple, heartfelt answer, you'll stand out. So beginning to see now how practicing your answers will help with all of that. Now, 3, why memorising model answers doesn't work. If you've ever tried to memorise model answers, you'll know how unnatural it sounds. It's much better to practice the structure of your answers than the exact words. So try this 3-step method instead. 1, start with the purpose. Why does this question matter? 2, add a real example, a time you supported a child, helped a teacher, or solved a problem. 3, end with reflection, what you learned or how you do it again next time. And that's it. Simple, flexible, and it works for almost any question. Now you know those videos I'm talking about though, where it's mainly men who are from the corporate world and they're telling TAs how to answer TA questions at interview. It just doesn't work. You know, their words are not the same as your words. They don't know what it's like to be a teaching assistant in a school. Even if they were originally teachers, they still don't know what it's like to be a teaching assistant. Which is why I work hard to add as many videos as I can to this channel, because I used to be a teaching assistant. I was a teaching assistant for 20 years. I was a TA, HLTA, and one-to-one. So I've been there, I've done it. I know how it all feels. 4, make your answers authentic. So here's something I've learned after years of helping TAs prepare for interviews. The best answers aren't perfect, they're personal. So interview panels can tell straight away when someone's trying to give a textbook model answer. It sounds rehearsed and the real person behind it gets lost. But when you build your answer around who you are, what you've seen, and how you've supported children in real life, everything changes. Maybe you've helped a shy student join in with a group task. Maybe you've worked closely with a teacher to keep a tricky class calm. Or maybe you supported a child with additional needs and seen how small changes made a big difference. Those moments are what make your answers memorable. That's what schools are listening for. Someone who understands the role and speaks from real experience. So instead of trying to sound like someone else, start with what you actually know. Think about the small, everyday things you do that show care, patience, and teamwork. Then shape your answers around that. And if you're not sure how to turn those experiences into interview ready answers, that's exactly what my TA mock interview 12 common questions PDF helps with. Each question includes a ready-made ChatGPT prompt that guides you to do the following: practice real interview questions, get example answers written from different perspectives, and then adapt them so they sound like you. So the idea of it is that it gives you ideas of how you could answer, and then it helps you take the things that you know that you've done and put them into a coherent answer using words that you would choose so that the answer sounds like you. It's about clarity, confidence, and control, giving you the tools to take what you already do well and communicate it clearly in your interview. You can find the link for my mock interview PDF in the description and comment sections below this video. Remember, the best answers don't come from scripts, they come from you. See you in my next video.